Hi everyone, this is Christine, your lovable, huggable muse, and today we're going to be talking about something I've been getting from my downloads that I'm going to upload to you, basically on how to handle fear. And right now, you guys, I have to say, in the media, there is so much out there, and I've been getting a lot of different feedback from a lot of people. People have been sending me videos, and they've been asking me questions. I've really been enjoying a lot of the feedback because it does kind of give me an idea of just what's going on in the world and what's concerning you guys. And I have to say, some of this, I've never really had to think about it doing it before, but some of my material can be a little bit more low vibe. So I'm definitely going to put a trigger alert on this one because some of our topics are going to involve secret societies and sex rings and just things like that. So if any of that's going to bother you right now, I would suggest maybe you guys don't watch, but if you do, just have some, just be guarded right now. And I will be putting out just some light and safety and just some comfort here. I will be with you while we're talking about this. I guess nowadays a lot of people that follow my feeds do have a higher sensitivity. They may be empathic or intuitive themselves. I mean, obviously if you're attracted to this, then that's probably why you're on here. So yeah, just feel guarded when we talk about certain things, because I know not everyone really necessarily exposes themselves to just some of these ideas. But one of the things I've been getting, you guys, especially in the media, is a lot of fear-based things. Everything from what we feel about the pandemic to the death rates going out. And even before that, there's a lot of ideas out there, you guys. And I've been getting sent a lot of videos based on that. And one of the ones that is really circulating right now that I really wanted to share with you guys was called Out of the Dark. And this is one of the reasons I had a trigger alert, is because it does involve some really dark topics about some of the things that are going on in Hollywood and things about mind control. Think about the media trying to impose mind control and basically just different topics on there that would make you believe or assume that they were trying to manipulate the masses, just all those kind of topics. And initially I watched it with a really open mind, but I couldn't help but really feel very, my vibe lowered a lot afterwards. Couldn't help but feeling very paranoid, afraid, and just not trusting. And if anyone, understands what I teach throughout most of this, is basically to try to keep centered, stay in the light, and stay in a situation where you can manifest and be whole with yourself. So when I came across these feelings, I knew I was not in alignment with who I really was. But yet, I also always take those experiences as a learning lesson for me because, like I always said, I always think everything is pretty much a mirror of what I need to be understanding or seeing at the time. So sometimes, when you're seeing something from another person's perspective, and you start to feel afraid yourself, or whatever kind of emotions they're trying to kind of impose on you, and you realize that you're not in alignment with your source, you kind of got taken off of your your trajectory. For me, I just want to kind of remind you guys that the world and other people can mirror to you just as much as you can mirror to them. They can also mirror to you, and that's really what you're sensing. I mean, it's really just a reflection of whatever that person is thinking, or in this case, just what the collective is feeling right now. I mean, it's really fear-based, you guys. There's pandemics. We don't know if we can trust the government because the information out there is just all over the place. So we're kind of in a really just uncertain time. And I know deep down inside, we're all getting some kind of effect from this, whether or not we want to admit it or not. There's some people that may or may not want to go there, and I understand that. I totally sympathize with you, but just realize that some of us in our situations are awake in all of this, and we're seeing things. And sometimes when we post what we post, it's not to say that you should disregard the truth, because one of the things you'll start to realize, especially if you're starting to focus more on your being in alignment, and maybe becoming more awake, you still try to realize that there are so many different truths out there, and really the only one that's going to matter in all of this is really your own, because when it comes down to it, you're the creator of your own reality. So as much as you can kind of experience everyone else's reality, the real point is you're supposed to be trying to create your own reality right here, and stay centered. And that's probably the safest and the most happiest place for you. So, especially for empaths who are sensitive to things that are violent or graphic, I definitely, I'm noticing that, we are experiencing a lot more sensitivity to this, you guys. And I have to say, growing up in life, just, I was in some weird places in my life. So, I did like horror movies a lot. And there is a very big attraction to that right now, you guys. I mean, if you look in the media, what we're watching right now is basically the movies are becoming more violent. There's a lot more horror movies out, and things are just a lot more darker than I've noticed. When I was growing up in the 80s, it's just everything was neon and just just a little bit more light. But so every now and then I do watch horror movies, and I have to say that they are pretty low vibration. Most of the time, at the very end of it, I do end up feeling a little bit of the same kind of feeling I would when I watch certain conspiracy theories or media that imposes fear on people. I get that kind of low vibe feeling where I'm starting to feel low vibe feelings like fear or panic, or just like insecurity and the lack of trust. So, and you guys, I have to say, as much as people just say, "Oh, go ahead and just avoid it," or those things are just so bad for you, and I really don't make judgments on it. I just know if I pay attention to something, it's right in front of me. I do acknowledge it to some degree. So, before you disregard things like horror movies and just everything you're seeing around you, do you realize that these dark and violent expressions in life, the movies, in the media, everything that is being reflected upon you is basically the reflection of the state of the world today as you see it, or at least how you perceive it in your own way. It really just depends, because you have to, I don't know, a lot of times if we're just really reacting to someone else's experience, or if it's an experience that we're having within ourselves. And those are just the things you really do have to consider. I'm going to post a link with Abraham Hicks, who talks a lot about, when you're in vibration with yourself, and those two scenarios can happen. So, definitely take a look at that. But literally, for me, I always look at things as being a reflection of other people's experiences, and sometimes it can be my own too. So it really just depends, and that's why sometimes you do have to take some time to take a look at the situation and yourself and figure out which one it really is. But I mean, that media and entertainment right now is literally just one big mirror of how the world sees itself. And you guys, if you are looking at what's going on in the media, I mean, it's been reflecting more violence against women, children, and humanity in general than I've ever seen in my lifetime. And in real life right now, I mean, even before COVID-19, there were scandals in the church, there were sex rings floating around. I mean, the synchronicities between the media and life in general is absolutely astounding. And it's really just funny that COVID-19 really comes at the same time that this seems to be the height of all these things. It's almost like the world or the powers that be really did it for our benefit. Like, go, stop, you guys, this is getting out of hand. We need to reset. I mean, seriously, that is seriously the download I am getting to you guys. That, hey, you need to take some time and really think about this. It's giving us a break. And I really believe some of us really need this right now. I mean, initially when I first got in, had to start, doing the whole COVID-19 thing with the stay at home, I'm sure a lot of you are like this. You just didn't know what to do. But then a lot of you are probably starting to really think about what's going on and why is this really happening? And you're asking these kind of questions. And these questions are amazing to ask because, when you ask them, that's when, when you ask the right questions, that's when the answers start coming to you. And always pay attention to your intuition, guys. It's there to tell you, it's like your guideline of what's going on here. So definitely pay attention to all of that. So, above all, I mean, I'm really just trying to, really emphasize to you guys now more than ever, definitely pay attention to what you're paying attention to. Not just here, but also here. You're getting a physical response, or you're getting any kind of like mental response right now, or you're getting a little bit of both. Please pay attention to those feelings, and then maybe have a conversation with yourself and see what exactly is going on. I mean, if somebody's giving you that knee-jerk reaction right now, my suggestion to you is, not necessarily to focus on those negative things you see around you, like all the violence and everything like that. Sometimes that could just cause more of a downward spiral for some people. And if you really are in a situation, you guys, when you just cannot handle this, like I said, please reach out to a specialist, or any kind of like a therapist or psychologist, or to another person you can talk to, because obviously you don't want to be put in a situation where your situation is just getting worse. Please address it, and speak to anyone that you can, that can help you process and go through this. I mean, a lot of us are still connected through the internet. You always have life coaches like us. I'm constantly putting some ideas down for you guys and telling you to watch certain people that have helped me through this. So definitely, utilize that. That's there for you, and everything I do is for free. So I mean, I hope you guys are definitely utilizing some of my resources. But my suggestion to you really is to not focus so much on those things. But if you're finding that, even despite the fact that you just decide, okay, I'm not going to let this people affect me, I'm not going to watch the media, I'm not going to watch the news, you're still going to find that these things still come up sometimes. And sometimes you still find that people are practically shoving these realities in your face. And then now comes to the point where people who supposedly can control their environment, I mean, okay, what do I do if it's just in my environment and there's nothing I could do to, get out of it? I mean, none of us that are literally in this COVID-19 experience can get out of it right now. Maybe, we can in a sense, and we'll go through this later, but, that's really when you're in higher alignment with yourself. You're in your reality bubble where, that's the place you want to be, where, despite what's going on in the world, it's not going to affect you because you're channeling to the higher powers, and they are up there. They can see everything on top of the hill versus us being in the middle of it all. They're at a higher point of our existence where they can actually see what's going on. And that's what they're doing, is just basically channeling to us down here, especially to the people that want to, be connected to it. We're just here to kind of tell you what they're saying. I mean, none of this is anything that no one's capable of, you guys. Everyone here, if they really wanted to, can listen to those voices, or the higher powers. It's there for you, but it's not something everyone's really ready for. So that's, I think, why there is such an awakening now for all us light workers to come down here and just open up and tell you guys what our perceptions are. I mean, I constantly tell you guys how there is a massive shift going on, and a lot of us are being led to kind of reach out to you guys and, feed to you what we're getting. And it's only because, something needs to balance these feelings of fear. Something needs to balance this feelings of hopelessness and unknown to you guys. And, that's apparently what we're all here for. We're here for your benefit. And I really hope that, if this helps you guys at all, I really hope that you utilize some of this, because it really is here for you. As much as you feel that some parts of the world are against you, or that you're being attacked in any kind of way, or as much as you feel like you're in a situation where you might be in fear, or not feeling safe, or not feeling confident of yourself, as much as all of those things are going on, just realize there's people like us out here who are willing to show you a path, to show you the light. And for me, like I said, I don't even have a specific path for you to follow. I just say, if you find one that works for you, please delve into it right now, because it's so important. And I mean, if you're searching and finding things like this of this nature that are really just disturbing to you, and I have this kind of thoughts in my head too, and I'm not saying, oh, I also believe we create our own reality, including some of the things that comes to us, even some of the bad things. And I don't mean it to say, oh my God, karma is trying to get you, or, this is happening because you're a bad person. That's actually not what I'm trying to say at all. All I'm just saying is your way of thinking about it is really what's attracting it. So let's say you grew up in a situation where you felt a lot of guilt. You felt like a lot of things were your fault, or you felt a lot of fear, or you felt a lot of, there's a million things we could possibly kind of oppose upon ourselves. But let's say you grew up in that kind of situation, okay? So subconsciously, if you don't realize that you're the creator of your own reality, and that no matter what, the light source loves you, it's always putting out love, security to you, and protection to you. If you never understand that, you will never feel it. And that's one of the reasons I'm here today, is really just hey, you guys, let's stop for a moment. Yes, all this is going on, all right? But not here. See, right here where I am, you guys. None of that is happening here. It's going on around the world. It's going on in someone else's reality. But you guys, when you're connected to the higher power, it doesn't matter where you are, okay? You can be in any kind of situation. It doesn't matter what your surroundings are. If you just focus and center on the light and the good things, and on that love, not just for the love it has for you, but for your own love to yourself. If you can just focus on those things and just hold on to that, you guys, these things around you will not affect you in the manner which you see it affecting other people. And that is what being awake is to us, you guys. So I just, out of all of this, I want to practice at the very end, because I literally went through some gloom and doom with you guys. And I'm so sorry for that. But I have to say, some things just have to be said. And sometimes it just has to come out so we know how to deal with it. So I can teach you how to deal with it. So you no longer have to live in fear or doubt or any kind of expressions you are expressing right now. Okay, so in these last few minutes, I really just want us to kind of maybe practice just being present with ourselves, despite everything that's going on around you, the people that are going, doing their thing. And despite everything, I just want you to be present in yourself, and I want you to talk to that inner child. I showed you guys how I kind of came to be, how I came to start speaking to my inner child. And really, it was just about putting myself in a quiet place and just sitting down and being present, not only to my surroundings, but what's going on here, going inward and, speaking to yourself for a moment. And when you connect with yourself, you guys, it doesn't, you can do it instantly. It doesn't take time. It doesn't take a lot of effort. You just sit down and you go, here I am. Powers that be with me. Inner child, be with me. We're all one anyway. All of it's one, you guys. Spirit. What's in here and what's up there is all one. Okay? So you know what? Be with them. Be here. Be with me. And then when you're speaking to yourself, speak to yourself in a very kind, gentle, and non-judgmental voice. All those other voices in your head, all those other layers of things that don't belong to you, other people, their situations they try to impose on you, none of that is yours, you guys. The only thing that belongs to you is what belongs to you here. I want you guys all to hold on to that whenever it starts getting a little crazy, whenever you start getting those knee-jerk reactions. Come here. If anything, just put your hands to your heart. Feel that heartbeat. Feel the spirit. Just whatever it is you believe, you guys, just say, be here with me. And talk to yourself in that kind, gentle, and loving voice. Because I can tell you guys, some of the experiences I have been experiencing did bring some fear in me. I mean, some of the media that was shining back at me did, trigger me and bring up so many feelings of fear and lack and just all the other negative feelings that will bring you down to a low vibe. But the reality of the matter is, no matter what is going on in your situation, you guys, no matter what, you're always going to have the higher powers looking after you. Like I said, they're constantly pushing out love to you guys and protection. If anything, I push that out to you guys today. Love and protection for all of you guys, wherever you are. We're all going to be okay, guys. This is not me trying to, just be positive all the time. And no, this is literally my reality and my truth. And I share it with you because it is just one of the many ways, you guys, that you can just soar through life rather than having to struggle through it, okay? So I really hope you guys got something from this. I mean, I'm always so happy for all the things you share with me, the most intimate parts that you share with me, because anytime you guys, send anything to me or have your comments or questions, I really know that that's just a piece of you that you're sharing with me, and I absolutely am honored that you do that with me, all right? So I hope you have an amazing and wonderful day, you guys. Thank you so much. Love and light.